What's good? We are live. We got to talk about this with Dave Chappelle. I mean, they just released this new special on Netflix and shit has hit the fan. I mean, it is chaotic right now. There's a walkout at Netflix. You've got people divided where some are against what's going on as far as with Netflix releasing this project, having this project actually viewable on Netflix, on their platform. Employees are, or I think employees, I would say, are divided about this. I think that's the correct language, correct wording. This is definitely a conversation where I do have to make sure that I'm clear, and I got to think before I speak at times, because of this cancel culture. God forbid, sometimes people just by accidentally say the wrong thing. I don't really have to, I'm not really worried about me saying anything out of line because I feel like I'm a good person. And, at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to be like worried about me saying, oh God, why did I say that? I really just shoot from the hip, and I always mean what I say most of the time. Once in a while I say something that may not make sense the way I say it. But it's crazy out here because, you have people in the trans community that's really offended by the show. And I did watch the show, and I will talk about it very, very soon. I do feel like there was a lot of people that may have just seen clips of the show and not watch the entire thing, because at the end he kind of has a message about it, about the trans community, and I think that message may have really pissed people off because he spoke about a friend of his that was transgender, and the reason why I say was is because she is no longer with us no more, unfortunately, and it's very sad. I don't want to spoil what exactly happened for those that didn't see it. I think it's worth watching. I grew up on Carlisle and Eddie Murphy and these guys that just they weren't politically correct, but comedy stand-up usually isn't. And that's where I'm kind of just a little bit like, stand-up isn't for everyone, just like other things aren't for everyone. It's raw. There's always that shock value you get from it. People say crazy stuff to get a reaction from you, and I feel like it's taken away from comedy with all this cancel culture. I'm not saying you don't have the right to be upset about anything that any comedian says, but sometimes you got to put in perspective, it is actually stand up, and that's the art of stand up, where they do hit you with those shock drop lines right there that are gonna, and you sneakerheads, I know we're not talking about that, but I want to know how you feel about it. I have an open discussion on this right now live. If you want to call in, I would love for any of you to call up or cam up and tell me your opinion on it. But I enjoyed it. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I did not like the comedy sketch, the stand-up comedy show. I thought it was good. He did, go a little bit further than I would do if I was on stage, but I'm not Dave Chappelle and I'm not a comedian. But it's what stand-up is. People, comedians have been doing this since the beginning of time. They ruffle feathers, and he sure the hell has. Let's get to this footage right here. Anyone would like credit on these flicks? I'm going right off of Twitter. Please just contact me at hiredjdelz at gmail, and I will actually give you your credit in the chat or whatever you would like in the description. Just hit me up. All right, I got you.
got away. Oh, you want me to drop my weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
And leave.
There's my weapon.
We're not trying to have any discussion.
I'm not discussing anything.
You're talking about We're trying not to have any discussion.
I'm just here to say that jokes are funny, people. Dave Chappelle is a funny guy. I love Dave. I don't know why all the violence. I don't know why all the hate. I just love Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle! Dave is funny. Dave is funny. I don't know why all the hate. I just love Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle! Dave is funny. They took my stick. My stick. They took it. My side. I need my poster board. It was $2.99. It was my money. What is that little guy doing?
So what do you guys think of that? What do you think of that clip? So you see both sides. There's actually two sides. There are people that are actually there for Dave Chappelle, and there's also people that are there, whether it's they're not feeling Netflix or it's Dave Chappelle or a combination platter of the two. How do you all feel about this? I want to go to the chat and read what you guys got to say. And shout out to Jordan in here, Steve Redman. He says, we all say ish that people take the wrong way. That's what he says. These people judge too viciously. That's what Sean is saying right there. I'm going to try to get to everyone's comments. And don't forget, we got Super Chat. Please show that love and support. I want to see what Mo Kicks said. He said, I couldn't watch more than 10 minutes of his special. His voice gets under my skin. He's not funny to me. And then at all to me, excuse me. So he doesn't find Dave Chappelle funny, Mo Kicks. I've always loved Dave Chappelle, even Half Baked. And I mean, I've always been a fan of Dave, you know. Always have. I was actually even in the Chappelle show, the Star Wars episode. I was one of the reporters in it. If you ever want to check that out, you'll see me as one of the reporters. I've got hair now. I'm bald, but you'll be able to see me if you're a lifer here. He says, AK Sour God says, watching the special like 3 times now. It's funny AF every time. Okay, I've seen it once. I thought it was funny. A little edgy at times, I will say that. So I can understand how he ruffled some feathers with it. In when it comes to that community, but he kind of set it up in a way toward at the end. He was kind of, you know, he definitely touched about cancel culture also, but he also talked about how this woman who was a comedian who was transgender, she was saying how, you know, she stands by Dave Chappelle and she was getting harassed so much where she unfortunately offed herself, which is, you know, it's horrible, you know. I mean, and you guys know me, I'm a big advocate for mental health awareness. And I always say it, you know, if you're going through hard times, you know, see a professional. Please see a professional. Always do. Right? Once you do that, you can't press rewind and go back. So let's always see professionals, see a doctor. It's not as uncomfortable as you may think. Okay. It's good for you to do that. Hey Donna, what's up? Welcome to the show. It's the ones calling names and breaking stuff, stealing, destroying things. So he's clearly talking about that guy who, you know, he keeps saying jokes are funny, and then you see people that are not feeling him and his presence and what he's saying, or destroying the signs. You've seen this one person shaking the like a tambourine in the face, screaming. I couldn't catch what the person was saying at all, but you know, everyone, over emotional. Okay, that's what AK is saying. How do y'all feel about that too? And please chat. Keep talking to me. This is definitely a controversial subject, so give me some love for this, because you know, this is something a lot of people are scared to talk about. Hit the thumbs up, and please leave your comments. That's going to be a major key. I want to know. Steve Smithers says that Dave Chappelle is the GOAT. He's one of the best comedians ever, alive or not. You know, she cussing at him. Yeah, it sounds like it. If you want me to run back that footage too, just let me know too. We like the Dave. We like the Dave. Yeah, I mean, look, as I said, growing up, hey, what's up, Graham? If you want to cam up, feel free to. I'd love to hear your opinion on this whole thing. Growing up, we were used to this type of talk, like where comedians would be kind of controversial at times, and say stuff to shock people and all types of people, you know. Shit, think about Eddie Murphy Raw, you know, that all these stand-up performances that are legendary. But it's stand-up, and do people not go to comedy shows? Like, comedy shows, it's like that at these comedy shows. Some people also say, hey, look, you didn't have to press play. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But then I want to play both sides of the field. But to counter that, people are going to say, well, look, it doesn't matter if we click on it or not. You're talking about our community, so of course we're going to check out what you're talking about. And they're clearly not happy about that, right? So we have to look at both sides of the coin. But at the same time, is it okay to be this edgy in comedy? That's the thing. Is it okay? Or are people just ultra sensitive in 2021? You know, the cancel culture. Sometimes I feel like this cancel culture is sitting on Twitter all day and just looking around like Terminator, like just scanning. They just focus on something. I got something now to complain about. In some cases, I agree with what cancel culture does, because there are times where it's definitely necessary. Illistyle says, I F with Dave. People are overly sensitive in today's times. And as I was saying, I feel like people are looking for that. They want drama. They want something to talk about, something to tweet about. Let's see. The Macho King says, I love that edgy, raw comedy because people are too sensitive. Yes. And that's what we get with stand-up. It's not for everyone, stand-up comedy, right? I would be banned from video games by now. Okay. He says, you call GTC a troll? I'm a pro. All right. Shit. Let's see what else we got here. Graham says, I want my comedy to be raunchy and offensive. And once again, as I was saying, like, Graham and me are about the same age. We're used to that. We're used to that from even Andrew Dice Clays and all these stand-up guys. Carl, there's so many guys, you know, even some of the ladies back in the day, you know, stand-up is usually raunchy. It's not like some classy shit with the pinky up drinking, you know, let's say a joke today. Like, that's not what stand-up is. Do people not go to comedy shows? I mean, I just don't understand why is this all changed? Where people are shocked about it. Sean says those roasts are bad / funny. I was saying earlier, I was watching some today, and wow, you can't have this on TV anymore. Oh yeah. Like, especially like, what was it? Was it Raw when Eddie Murphy was talking about getting pulled over in I think San Francisco by gay police officers and that whole thing? What is this? What is this? Can you imagine if he did that now? People would be freaking out. As I said, I'm trying to just get both sides of the story here, as far as your opinions on everything. So keep talking to me, and we'll keep this show going. Can't, I'm at work. I wish I could. No problem. Richard Pryor would be publicly screwed by. Yeah, 100%, man. Let's see. Twitter is toxic, man. Yeah, social media is toxic 100% in general. You know what we'll do? Let's actually check out this hashtag and just see what is going on with everything on here. Netflix Walkout. And please share this video if you could. It would be great if you could. So yeah, once again, Netflix employees to stage a walkout in the wake of the CEO's response to controversial Dave Chappelle special. People want it off the air. That's what people want. People were upset about it. That's the whole ordeal. Another thing, we always hear about it, freedom of speech, right? Freedom of speech. Do you feel like in this day and age, everyone is trying to mute everyone, where it's like, if it's something that's going to be offensive to you, you want it removed. When I think of removing stuff, it's almost like hiding the truth of people. Whether it's people or stuff from the past where they want to remove statues, flags, stuff like that, right? People get offended by different stuff. You may be watching and not offended by Chappelle, but you may be offended by something else that may offend you. A flag, a statue, I don't know. I'm just thinking of things offhand. Why are we removing and masking and hiding what's going on in the past or in the present? Shouldn't we be happy that we see the way people are thinking and feeling? This way you have an idea of what the hell is going on in the world, versus you being kind of clueless of people's true colors. For example, Dave Chappelle. You know how Dave Chappelle feels. So people that are offended by him, you all would prefer him just not to say anything and not know his true feelings and thoughts about things, whatever he talks about. I think that I would personally rather know what's going on. Donald Trump, I know that's a sensitive subject. This video definitely is not getting, I'm sure it won't get ads. So if you'd like to donate, please send some cash apps or super chats, because I'm saying all the wrong things today. Every word that's coming out is like, you know what I mean? That algorithm is like, no. Donald Trump, I know some of you love him, some people hate him. The one thing that I do miss as having a president like him is at least we knew what the F we had in the office. We don't know what we have with Biden. He's very quiet. We don't see nothing. And the reason why I'm just bringing that up as an example is, in general, I like to know what people are thinking versus people kind of being on the low and not speaking on how they feel. I'd rather know what the F you thinking. So like the folks that are upset about Dave Chappelle saying what he's saying, wouldn't you be happy to at least know his state of mind and what he's thinking versus him kind of being muted? I don't know if I'm even making any effing sense. Am I making any damn sense? Please let me know. Or did I just lose you all in this shit? I don't like censoring people. I hate that. I think that censoring people, look, everything is offensive. censoring people keeps away the truth of what people are really thinking. Muting people, it's the same thing. I would like to know what people are thinking. That's just me. I want to know what people are effing thinking, versus them being scared to actually, versus them just not saying anything. So, for people that are offended, my question to you, if you're watching this, and hopefully you are, okay, I am making sense. Okay, as long as I'm making sense, because sometimes I'll start speaking and sometimes I'm all over the place. For people that may be offended by this, I want to know, you would rather just everything just be controlled and ran through a filter versus getting people's true thoughts out there? You know what I mean? Like me, I want to live in a world where I could see everyone's cards facing up as far as their what they think, the kind of people they are, versus the opposite, where you don't really know what's going on, right? You don't know what people are really thinking and this, that, and the third. And I do try to put myself in the other person's shoe. I'm a straight heterosexual male, but I hear people offend. I knew people were offended before I watched this program with Dave Chappelle. I always watch something when I know people are offended by something, and I do try to put myself on the other person's shoes because I do support everyone. If you watch my show on the regular, I support everyone. I think that there's assholes in every race or gender. There's great people, there's shitty people, you know? So, like, I support everyone. I definitely support everyone. But my whole thing is when I watched it, I didn't think that he was going so deep into it where it was as bad as what I see out there. Now, that's not no reason for people to watch to still be, oh well, just because you think it's fine, that doesn't mean that I can't be offended. You ain't even a mother effing, you're not even part of my community, So I totally get that. I totally get that. Who the hell am I to say who's offended, who should be offended, who shouldn't be offended if you're not part of that community, if you're not in that bracket, right? On any bracket. One more rep says comedians go to all types. Yeah, that's 100% what you see on the screen right there. Stand-up comedians always try to offend people. It's almost like they try to, So I just, you can't, for one, you're not canceling Dave Chappelle. You're not canceling him. He didn't say anything that was so outlandish. Excuse me. In my personal, does anyone in here think that Dave Chappelle went too far? I mean, there's not a billion people in here. Hopefully we'll get more people on the playback to watch this. But I really want to know, do you feel like Dave Chappelle went too far? I actually even put a poll. I should check out that poll real quickly and see where your heads are at. And we will be live on the Sneaker Addict. We will be showing you an on foot on that food fight sneaker. Plus, maybe we'll have a sneaker battle. We'll talk about some sneaker news. But I do want to see about this poll. Because what I like about the poll is that it's secretive. So people may not admit it here. Okay, so see, 6% of the viewers think that this should be removed. And that's what I'm saying. Some people are not going to want to say it publicly because they may be worried that people may judge you for saying that. But there are people that feel like this should be removed. This should be absolutely removed from Netflix. I don't think it should be removed from Netflix. I am someone, I hate censorship. I hate it with a passion. I think that if you just let shit go, then people, at least you know what people are thinking. And that's my whole thing that I'm very passionate about. Once you stop people from speaking their mind, then you don't even know who the people are that are out there. You don't even know what they're thinking, what they're doing. If you're running everything through a filter, through a processor, then I don't like it. I'm not feeling it. You guys get what I'm saying, I think. If it gets removed, everything will be removed. Now, he didn't go too far, but that's because I know it's comedy. Yes! And when you walk into a comedy show, you know they're there to ruffle feathers. Chappelle's probably smoking a cig right now with his feet up, just laughing. You know? You think this is... I really doubt this is affecting Dave Chappelle at all. Dave Chappelle could give two shits. I don't like censorship, man. I've never liked censorship. Put a warning in the beginning that this could be offensive. But what stand-up comic is not offensive? That's the whole thing, right? All stand-up comics do some sort of offensive activity, right? Who's seen this show? Who's seen this stand-up? He says it's all good until you are the joke. That's what it do broski says. And you do have a point there. It's all good until you are the joke, right? Once you're the joke, that's when it's a whole nother ball game, right? Let's play this footage one more time. Let's run this footage from today at this walkout. Let's check it out. And then please hit that thumbs up button and show that love and support.
Jokes are funny! Jokes are funny! Yes. Get in leave. There's my weapon.
We're not trying to have any discussion.
I'm not discussing anything.
We're trying not to have any discussion.
I'm just here to say that jokes are funny, people. Dave Chappelle is a funny guy. I love Dave. I don't know why all the violence. I don't know why all the hate. I just love Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle. Dave is funny. Dave is funny. I don't know why all the violence. I don't know why all the hate. I just love Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle. Dave is funny. They took my stick! My stick! inside. I need my poster board. It was $2.99. It was my money. What is that little guy doing?
He said that he wants his money back for the sign they destroyed. I mean, look, right there, that guy was trying to be funny, clearly, right? Let's get real. Okay, yep. I knew we were going to get the ads removed. Let me try to request. I doubt it will, but hey, I got to talk about this. Sometimes it ain't about the bread. Sometimes I got to speak about it. My stick, my sign. He says this is super cringe. I feel like things are going to get really ugly because it's just going to get worse before it gets better, right? Yeah, is that what she was saying? That's what I thought she was saying. Because I was trying to pay attention to that. I was having trouble hearing that. I was trying to hear that. Also, don't forget, we will be live like 7:15 on the sneak. I would love to have a battle tonight if people want to battle. This on foot, I go through all the different laces with them. Great scenery. I was at one of the first Shell stations ever. Look how, I'll give you a quick teaser for all the lifers. If you're here on the Delz show, I really rock with you. So let me give you a little teaser.
All right, here's a look at the Food Fight Saucony Shadows.
That's an actual effing gas station, guys. How crazy is that, right? Pretty wild. So we'll be there later. Riddick says, pathetic. Welcome to entitled me generation. Sickening. All they're doing is proving Dave is right. Well, I think that they're also pissed off because of how Dave was kind of like, they turned on his friend. This is what I took it as when I watched the show. And once again, let me know, did you see the Dave Chappelle show? Say yes, I seen it, or no, I haven't yet. I want to know how many people in here actually watched it on Netflix. And I recommend you watching it before it gets taken off of Netflix, because it may get taken off of Netflix. Let's be real, it may. He starts talking about how his friend who was transgender, he had her open up, one of his shows, and he was laughing, and it was really funny because he was saying that he thought, hey, maybe she can't be that bad, and she was horrible. He said she was like probably one of the worst comic, she was just not good at stand-up, but he gave her a shot, right? And the story leads to her sticking up for her friend Dave from prior comments. Now, I don't remember the prior comments that he said. Maybe the prior comments, this is kind of the tip of the iceberg or it's a snowball effect where this final special kind of just set it off. Maybe stuff in the past he said was really bad. I don't know what he said before that. But I feel like this whole walkout thing, to concentrate, like the reason for it is because of the fact that Netflix is airing this. But I gotta say, like, the way he ended it off, I was under the impression he was kind of taking shots at people that he may think is a little extreme. Which he's kind of like, the way I took it, I'm not saying this is what he was saying, but the way I took it as a viewer, I was taking almost like he was blaming some of the trans community that was going at her for sticking up for him so hard on social media that it led to her depression, which led to, as we all know, what happened. So I think that may have really pissed them off even more than whatever he said before that. I think that's what really triggered all this shit. Because he kind of was, like blame. It felt to me when I was watching. He was taking shots at that community that was going at her. You know, like how could you attack her when she's on the same team as you? What, because she's defending me? So it's really an interesting story. That's why I wanted to speak about this. And as I said, I feel like things are even going to get worse. And I hope they don't. But I do feel like things will get worse before they get better. And I just hope this doesn't get violent. Yeah, you have to watch it. The way he put it all together is very clever. He was very clever on how he approached this. Kind of the way I took it was kind of like he kind of said, look what you did, you know? Look what you did. So it's a must watch if you haven't seen it yet. Especially with what's going on right now in the world. Now, I want to make it clear one more time. I support everyone. I don't care what gender you are, what race you are. All I care about is you being good people. That's all I care about. I don't judge people. I'm not homophobic. I'm not transphobic, you know? Shit, if you ever see me and you're a fan of what I do or a supporter of what I do, say what's up to me. You want to take a picture? I don't care. You could be damn what orange. You could be an alien from Mars. If you rock with me, I rock with you right back. But, I mean, it's just something I just wanted to hang out and talk about because that's kind of the reason why sometimes I go live. I just want to talk to people. So that's the beauty of YouTube and other platforms. I could just go record, and this just is going on right now. And I'm like, shit, man, you know, I want to talk to someone about this. Emmanuel says, best stand up, not because of jokes, but the message. And the message is powerful, bro. It's a powerful message. Quad Control. Quad, when are you going to battle on my channel? People were saying that you battle on other channels. Why don't you sneaker battle over on my Sneaker Addict channel? I'd love to see you. I'm surprised it's taken this long to get the outrage culture's attention. Okay. Can't cancel Dave. Can't cancel Long Beach Griffey. Okay. Says, I doubt most of them even watched it. They just, and that's what I tweeted on Twitter. I said a lot of people I don't think watched the entire thing because they probably, and when I mean by they, I mean people that are offended by this shit. Okay, because trust me, it's more than just trans that are straight people are offended by this too. They're supporting what the trans community, some of the trans community, because not all the trans community is offended by this shit. Let's get this clear. It's like everyone's got their own thoughts. You know what I mean? People are people, no matter what your preference is in life. Like everyone is their own individual. But the way that media puts it out, they kind of just put it out like everyone, you know, this community is at a whole. This community is at a whole, you know? And that's not the case at all. I thought Dave Chappelle did a fantastic job mapping out the way he did it. Very clever, very, very clever. Anyone offended by this did not watch that shit. And yes, you ever see those memes where they show like one picture and it looks like something, but it's really not? Like it looks like something awful, but then you'll see like video by the side of it, and then it's totally not what it looks like. If you just cut a clip of someone saying something and post it, you could pull the most horrible shit ever from just a clip. You can make it sound so horrible. But unless you watch the whole thing in its entirety, then you're not getting the whole context of the whole of what that clip was, you know? And they do that a lot to celebrities, politicians. They do it to a lot of people. They'll grab one clip and then throw it out there in social media and say, look at this guy. This guy's evil, or he's a piece of shit, or something like that. And then, like, people that have the naked eye that never seen the whole thing, they're going to see that and say, oh my God, how does he get away with this? But they just caught a 20-second clip of something. That's why every time you see something on the internet, and if it's one of those little clips, you gotta always be careful with that shit. It's all right to be like, oh wow, that's kind of messed up. 100%. But you also should look into it. You know what I mean? You also should look into it. Not just grab a 30, 40-second clip and then just go crazy on it. Casual collector. Dave treated the trans community with more humility than any other celebrity has. His special was thoughtful and treated them like humans. Nobody is above jokes. Yeah, I didn't think it was horrible. I didn't think it was horrible. That's why, as I said, if you're just walking in now, I walked into it knowing that some people were offended by this shit. So I walked into it waiting to hear the big, whoa, that's crazy. Now, there were a few things he did say, and I don't remember off top, which may mean that it wasn't that crazy, because I maybe still would have remembered. But I think there was a few times where I was a little shocked by the shit. But that's stand-up for you. Like he really said that. That's what stand-up is. Their goal is to have you walk out of there like, holy shit, that was amazing, that was entertaining, or that was horrible. Horrible in a way of almost of being offended, you know? Let's see what else people got to say. If someone is offended by Dave, the joke's on them. Okay, that's what Rich World says. They don't understand comedy. Okay. Joe Dizzle says the world is in debt and war, not to mention a pandemic, and people are upset with jokes. Laughter is good for the soul. Okay. That's how elections are won, and most celebrities are canceled. They bet on the ignorance of a situation to win you over. G. Fish says comedy is a mirror. Lack of sense of humor. Have you ever been to a comedy show and the comedian cracked a joke on you before? Has that ever happened to anyone in here? Let me know in the chat. Let me know on the playback. It's happened to me once. Wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I was sitting, we were somewhere downtown, and he made fun of my shirt. I was wearing a polo shirt, and he called it like members only shirt or something like that. He made fun of my shirt. He says, "Oh, look, we got the guy who's wearing the members only shirt with the Asian prostitute." He said, called my girl at the time that. So it pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie, not the shirt, but what he said about my girl pissed me off, right? But the thing is, when I was going in there, I knew that there was a chance that they may say something to me. It's stand-up. If I couldn't handle that, I should never have gone there in the first place, right? But I didn't like what he said. I was pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. I was like fake up, ha ha, yeah, ha ha. But then I'm like this. I'm thinking in my head, comic book bubble, you son of a bitch, He says yes, it's happened to him. He says, damn, I gotta watch this. Says yes. When I was 11, my dad used to take me to Dangerfields in Vegas. They always reverse heckled me since I was 11. Poor guy. Bob Saget and Jerry Maguire was talking about his girlfriend who stuck a thumb in Jesus. Yeah. So, you know, people don't like to be the butt of the joke, right? So this just may be that case when it comes down to that. It could be. Or it could be that, you know, some of you may feel like Dave Chappelle is just damn what wrong. He's out of line for saying that shit. I know most of the people who are watching live right now are my followers, the people that enjoy watching this program. And I'm hoping, which I was hoping that this was gonna get to more people while I was live, where people could actually put their thoughts and express their feelings if they're offended by this show that Dave put out and the actions that Netflix did. But unfortunately, we don't have anyone here that feels that way. Because I would love to talk to people live about why are you offended? Not questioning why, but I want to hear voices from all people here on this channel. If you could tweet this video, would be great. Maybe we could get someone in here. Sean, speaking of cancel culture, you need to speak about Gal Gadot being canceled from her Twitter post. You can't see it or read. I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm sorry, bro. I have absolutely no clue at all. I would love for you to tell us about it in the chat, because we are live and people will be watching it. But thank you for the donation. I appreciate that, because that's probably all the money I'm going to earn off this video after this gets reviewed. Let's hope not. We'll cross our fingers. So yeah, thank you for the donos. Let's turn up, man. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Stop it. Oh, watch how I do. Pow.
Boom, boom, boom. What's good?
What's good is Sean, man. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm sorry. I don't even know who that is. Gal, actress who played Wonder Woman. The movie was canned. Oh, okay. Let's see. When I said mirror, I mean a reflection of today's world. A comic only has material of what's going on. Yes. And it's opinions. And that's the whole thing with today, right? Everyone wants everyone to think the same, or else they're wrong, right? Like me and G Fish, right? Maybe I say something G Fish hates. Maybe G Fish says something I don't like. That doesn't mean we can't still kick it and hang out and talk. People expect everyone to think exactly the same, agree on everything. That is not logical. It's never going to be like that. And then you have these rallies or people all come together, fighting for the better good, whether you believe it or not. Some stuff I agree with, some stuff I don't agree with, right? And they, oh yeah, I'm with people that think just like, no, you don't. You just are with people that agree on this one thing. But I guarantee if you guys all hung out like on some real world shit and lived with each other for 2 weeks, y'all would hate all of each other, because there'd be so much stuff you don't agree on, Exactly. Casual collective. How are you supposed to grow and learn if everyone around you thinks the same? And that's what I'm saying. It's like today's society, they want everyone to be ran through some sort of filter, almost like. It's crazy to me. Yeah, see? I told him I don't F with Geminis. He said, I'm not tripping. I offended people when I did one of my shows. I said that Geminis are effing crazy. I didn't think that people, someone may be watching that's a Gemini and be like, hey, I'm a Gemini. But I'm on here just trying to entertain y'all. Yes, I sprinkle a little humor with my shit. We do this to entertain. We do this to entertain. I can't click that link, Sean. I'm not on YouTube, just so you know. We do this to entertain. So, unfortunately, I think this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Because you have, and I understand, look, you got to put you don't have to. You don't have to do shit, okay? Let me make that clear. But you should always think about the other side and think, hey, well, we got the trans community that's pissed about this shit. Their feelings are hurt about this. So we should think about them, right? So you have to think about everyone, guys. But my whole thing is, I don't understand what exactly he said that got people so fired up. Or is it not having to do with Dave, but it's having to do with Netflix? Because as I said, I think it's part of it has to do with Netflix. This is her. I found the link. Delz, what's her post? You got to tweet me. You got to actually tweet me. I can explain. Okay, please explain. If you want to call up, feel free to. There's a link. Or cam up. I want to hear people's opinion. I would love to have someone from the trans community come up here and talk about this. Hopefully we will on the playback. Please share this. I want to hear people's opinion. I definitely do. Ali Frazier.
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother. Have you been watching the show, or are you just walking in?
I'm just walking in. I was making someone wanted to order some syrup, and I was like, let me finish making this. We'll start it, and I was like, I'm gonna time
talking about elderberry syrup, by the way, not none of that crazy shit.
Nah, right.
This is a positive brother right here. We are not talking about some other kind of syrup that some of you guys may be thinking, okay? Right. Out there in the street, syrup. No, we are talking about healthy stuff.
Right.
Okay. All right. So we're talking about this Dave Chappelle special. He offended the transgender community. I watched it. I didn't see it being anything that was out like completely insanity. Employees at Netflix are very upset. They are planning a walkout.
No, they got the boot. They got the boot.
Be careful what you say too on this.
I know. I know. Trust me. I know. Trust me.
Think before you speak. Respectfully too. Do you think that comedians on stand-up should be able to say whatever the hell they want to say? Is there a line that people should not cross?
Be honest, my comedians, no. That is if we're in the UN, the United States, and that's one of the commandments, freedom of speech. And I feel that comedians should say whatever they want because that's where the comedians.
Sean, you can't DM me anything because I'm showing it publicly. Please at me and send it, please. I appreciate you trying to help. Is there a double stand? Let's do something. This is going to get controversy right here. This will be controversial. Okay? Because I feel like the trans community feels like they're the butt of the jokes, right? And people get away. Like for example, if like people get away with that shit. You know what I mean? Like they get away with it, right?
Right.
And I feel like they feel, why do they get away with it? Like for example, look at this. Let's say a white dude started making jokes on black folks. That shit wouldn't fly, bro.
You right. And I was in a working experience, and I don't know what was they, Hispanic or Caucasian, but they were always saying black jokes, and I'm like, and anybody that know me, they know I'm a stand on my ground. I'm a stand up guy, and I'm like, hey, wait, enough with the black jokes. Come on, son, like. That like, okay, we know that you like chicken and you know that you like watermelon, but come on, like that's out of there. Like, stop that.
But the thing is, though, you said in your workplace, when do you never hear white people do black jokes on stand up? Do you? I never have.
I haven't heard anything.
But if they have, you think what do you think would happen?
In this time period, yeah, they would for sure get canceled. But I know it was someone that probably doing that way back in the days. But now it's canceled. They're trying to cancel.
Let's do the reversal now. We'll do the reversal. Black folks stand up, cracking jokes about white folks. We see it all the time. Right?
That never changed.
Yeah, and it's funny as shit. I'm half white. I laugh my ass off about that shit.
Right.
You know? So is it certain certain races or preferences they get more leverage versus others, almost like? Do y'all feel like that?
I strongly feel what you're saying.
Yeah. It's all uncomfortable conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button, donate.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up.
I mean, this is not an easy conversation to have.
And please share to whoever that can throw their opinion out.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you guys stuff to think about and talk about. Because now if you go and you look at, and I'm not comparing the transgender community to the African American community, because some of you may be thinking that, and I sure the fuck ain't. You know, I want to make that fucking clear. I'm not. I definitely ain't. That's totally a total different community. All right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to see. I don't even know what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to just spark conversation with the chat right now. Tone Slice says it's a double-edged sword. Comedy is subjective, but you have to be aware of today's climate. 100%. He said what he said what he said, so whatever the consequences are, he has to deal with them then. If I'm not mistaken, he even said he was going to piss off some people on this show. And he said this is his last show, so F it or something like that. I'm paraphrasing right now.
He said it was his last. He's not going to talk about this anymore. This is his last show talking about it.
Yeah. He should never talk about it.
Oh, no. It's because look what's going on.
Yeah.
But if you know comedy, you know where he got this type of stuff, information out there. And they tried their hardest to get it to cancel this person, but he didn't give two dead flies, and that's Paul Mooney.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried their hardest to try to cancel him.
Yeah,
but it didn't work.
Oh, and he would go in on white people like crazy, and the shit was funny. You know. Stand up is always edgy. If you walk into a stand-up show, you got to be ready for anything. That's the way I look at it. You heard me, Ali? I think your connection's fucked up, Ali. You gotta be ready for anything with stand up, you know. But I really don't know, man. I want to go live and talk about this. Bill Murray's untouchable to me. I can't get behind that dude in Seinfeld, though. Okay. Check Donna's comment. Okay. Where is it? Donna says, not true. White people are famous for black face. I don't want to say that on the thing, but I'm reading it and it's on the screen. Not true. What are you saying not true to? I'm a little confused. I'm sorry. What did I say about not being famous? Damn, I wish I read that sooner. Because I kind of forgot what she's... I don't know when she was replying to that. Oh, they're going back and forth now. Oh, you're talking... I think I know what you're talking about. So you're saying that the... I gotta watch what I said with the algorithm shit, man. You're saying the face shit was a way of joking on African Americans? Is that what you're saying? See, that's before my time. I don't know none of that shit. I'm talking about now, 2021, the past 5-10 years, like stand-up comedians. That's what I was talking about. I'm not really talking about like the history behind like back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Like just responding to, because I'm gonna respond to anything that y'all write. Well, not anything. Okay, so that's what you were talking about when I was talking to Ali. See, that stuff, I don't even know anything about that. I'm talking about like in the past 10 years, like the past decade. And I don't even was that really meant to be humor? See, I don't know about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I never looked at that. Like, I've never really watched that shit. The only thing I ever seen with that kind of situation was this movie with Damon Wayans. Bojangles, I think the movie was called, or something like that. Where they talked about the history of that. So I can't really speak on stuff I don't know. Because that shit wasn't that like when TVs were black and white and shit?
What was it?
She's talking about when we were talking about white people making fun of like doing comedy sketches on
Oh yeah,
Americans.
yeah. That was black and white. That was black and white. That was black and white, and they were like doing the blackface and all that, and
that was actually comedy, like considered like comedy.
Yeah, they were doing skits.
Oh, okay.
They were doing skits. I forgot his name. Damn, I forgot his name. But he had made like jingles.
Yeah, but that shit was mad. What we were talking about, well, what I thought we were talking about was like the past like decade or two, not like, you know, before we were even fucking even a thought, you know.
Who was a twinkle in the eye?
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we weren't, I don't even think our parents were a thought, you know what I'm saying, when that shit was going on. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm talking about in the past like 10 years. Like you don't see like that, you know what I mean? Like a white dude, you know, cracking jokes. But you'll hear it you will hear that shit at your workplace, like you were saying.
Yes, you will. And then once they see a guy like me, they like, oh wait a minute, wait a minute, let me slow down, Turbo. They'd be like, oh, I apologize, buddy.
To make it clear, I'm not saying that. He says, "Damn, Delz woke up today and chose to be a cerebral assassin." Triple H. No, it's definitely not okay. I don't know. As I said, I don't know shit about that. I watched that one movie where it showed how fucked up that stuff was. You ever see that Damon Wayans movie? With
I seen them all.
you
Seen
know
them
the one?
all.
I think it's called Bojangles. I think it's called. I forgot what it was called, but it wasn't a comedy. It was not a comedy movie.
Mm-mm.
It was deep. It's a deep
Oh yeah,
movie.
and
You know what I'm talking about, right? It was him and
yeah,
someone else. I forgot who the hell it was. It may have been Tommy Davidson. I forgot who it was.
I forgot. I forgot. I forgot who was in it, but I remember. 1 second.
But you know, I'm talking about in the past 10 years, like. So the reason why I mention this shit is, look, people are gonna get offended by shit. You know what I mean?
Just
People are gonna get offended by shit. You can't stop people from feeling the way they feel. Can't stop people from feeling the way they feel.
But like I was saying, that the Wayne family, they're a big family, comedian family. They were about, it's like past more than 20 years ago. They had an open space that's in Alameda County, and they wanted to build their own studio, like to give jobs for California or whatnot.
Bamboozled
And
is the name of the movie.
Bamboozle.
And it was
Great
Tommy
movie.
Davidson.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's a you should watch that movie, man, because that's how I knew about this shit. I mean, I've seen stuff like, you gotta understand, I'm from New York. Like, we don't see that shit. You know what I mean? In New York, when I was in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, that shit is just irrelevant. Like the South, y'all see that shit, I think, in the South, you know? But not not, I'm a damn Yankee, you know?
A real Yankee.
Yeah. So so it's like, you know, I remember watching Bamboozled and being like, wow, this is crazy, you know? The way they treated them guys too. It was fucked up.
Yeah, they stopped him getting a studio, making a studio in Alameda. I'm like, wow, it's open space, and it's still nothing there. Still nothing there.
Yeah. I don't want to get off topic, but I'm just trying to, I want to play, I just like to play different areas, so people may watch this, and I want people to feel like I'm being fair to every single fucking walk of life. You know what I mean?
Third.
So that I really want to hear opinions from the trans community. I really hope that some of y'all some watch this and give their opinions on this, because there needs to be places where people could talk. You know? Yeah. What's his name got some heat off that Tropic Thunder too. You are right. He got a lot of heat off that. I forgot his name. The Iron Man dude. How can I forget his name?
I forgot his damn name.
Downey Jr., right?
Downey Jr.
Yeah. He got a lot of heat for that. He did. He did get a lot of heat for that. No more Tropic Thunder. So is that true, what people were saying earlier? That, and this is not what I'm thinking, I'm just trying to press people's buttons to get people to talk. Is it true that everything's funny until it has to do with you when it comes to hot comedy? Another thing I'd say, though, when it comes down to Tropic Thunder versus something like a Dave Chappelle or someone else that's doing stand-up and a movie is two different things to me.
Yeah, it is. It's
when
big
you
difference.
do a film, you're not expecting on seeing something that's gonna offend you. When you go to a stand-up, you expecting shit that's gonna be offensive there, right? Or no? That's another question for y'all. Winter says Netflix better stand back and stand by, whatever the hell that means. I love Netflix. No, because Dave was poking jokes at himself as well. Yes, of course he was. He always
Of
does.
course he was. He always do that. That's Chappelle. That's
And if
how
you
he
can't,
is.
and that's true, King. If you can't laugh at yourself, you're not living. And that's one
Right.
thing that I learned later on in life, which I wish I learned sooner in life. Because, you know, there's no one's perfect. Shit. Like that when like, you know, laugh at yourself. I say stupid shit all the time. People laugh at me. I don't care. Shit. I'm on here to make y'all feel good and entertain y'all. This video is not really made for any kind of comic relief.
No.
But I wanted to talk about this subject. I really did. So, but yeah, we about to get up out of here. I'm gonna be at the Delz show at 7:20. I'm gonna go eat me some pasta real quick, and then we're gonna be at the Delz show at 7:20. All right, we'll see you there. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new. If you enjoyed this show, feel free to send donations, and I'll shout you out in the next show. If you want a part 2 of this, maybe we will later on. Just talk to me. You can donate right now at the super chat if you're watching live, but we also have the Cash App running across the screen. Real DJ Delz, money sign Real DJ Delz is the Cash App. The PayPal is paypal.me/DJ Delz. Also, feel free to tweet me if there's anything you ever want me to speak about, a topic. Tweet me, not DM me. Tweet me at DJ Delz or on Instagram at Real DJ Delz. Leave a comment on one of my photos and say, hey, can you talk about this? Or send a donation and ask me to talk about this, you know, or that. The donos, it helps, you know. Look, I don't even have lights no more. I just have one candle in front of me right now. You notice? I don't even have my lights in now.
I know what it is.
I'm
Because
using
it's serious.
an candle. I had to buy a new computer. I had to take my cat to the vet. I'm broke. I'm poor right now. You know? So this is what we gotta do, but we're gonna keep it moving. I'm using my neighbor's electricity. That's how I'm able to get this computer going. So hopefully the wire they don't catch it. You know, I hope we could do a long stream tonight. So I'll see you there in a little bit at the sneaker riding. 7:20, 7:25. See how fast I can throw down this pasta. Much love. We out.
Peace.